guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be living life by the seeds of our plants. So I hope you guys are ready. So today I have a lot of stuff on the to-do list. I definitely want, before we even start to encounter dragons and stuff, which is going to be here soon, believe me, we'll get into them eventually, I need to do some other stuff first. So let's get our mob imprisonment tool. And I want to grab one of these villagers, and I want to get them changed. Now, I want them to be, I believe, a farmer. I would still like to have 2 farmers. That's going to be really nice because we can get a lot of emeralds from these farmers, so long as they have pretty decent trades. So let me go ahead and just pick this guy up. And I don't actually know what this guy is currently trading. Looks like spinach is what he's trading. So nothing that's even vanilla. I might actually want to go back here and find one that is trading something that is not modded, which I don't even know if that's going to be the case. All of these guys seem to have modded vegetables. Ooh, this guy carrots. Okay, here we go. That's a good candidate right there. I need to get those trades in so I can lock that trade in. But I do need to get a station set up. So it is not called a farming station. I don't know why. It's called a composter. All right, so we have a composter, and then what I want to do is I want to put him inside this little trading stall that I have set up here. And I think I should be able to get away with placing his station down below him and then placing him inside of it. At least that's the goal. There we go. Maybe I need some carpet or something. Can it see through carpet? I don't actually know. You know what? Let's just go ahead and move this to like the side. Like right here. That might actually work a little bit better. That way we don't have to worry about that. We can leave the floor as is. Place this here. Perfect. And we have a villager inside this little stall. Okay. So this guy is trading for carrots. So of course I want to at least get one in there, so I lock that trade in. And so that trade is locked in. So this guy should be good for right now. Looks like I do probably need to get some sort of trapdoor or block. There we go. That looks good. Oh, now we're blocked in. Perfect. And we shouldn't have to worry about anything getting to him. So he should be pretty good right here. I do like this like little stall area though. Now peanuts, it's wanting to trade those, but I think carrots are going to be our better option. And speaking of farming, we should really get focused on doing that. I want to get this farm automated. I want to get that done today, but there's some stuff that we need to do beforehand because right now I can't access my wireless grid over here. It's just not, yeah, I can't reach it. So how are we going to solve this? Well, we need to create something special for that. So all we need to get our storage system from here all the way over to here and be able to access it wirelessly, well, we're going to need a network receiver, a network transmitter, a wireless transmitter similar to the way we have it set up over here, just like this. We're going to need a network card. That's going to be for our network receiver and transmitter, and then some range upgrades similar to what we have in here to get that 48 blocks. And then we're also need just a single cable. That's going to be because the wireless transmitter here actually needs a cable to be on. So let's go ahead and set this up. So the receiver is, of course, going to be what receives the signal. The transmitter is what's going to send it. So this needs to be a transmitter that is going to transmit the signal. So we go ahead and hook that to our connection here. And you can see the network card is missing because we need to actually place the network receiver over here as well. Now, the best way to kind of figure out how far or where we need to place this is we need to find out roughly where this stops working, which is right about here. And then probably go several blocks, maybe in this direction, to sort of figure out, you know, hey, that's going to be 40 something blocks to cover a larger area. So somewhere along here should be a good place to put that receiver. Now, it's also going to be probably a good idea to have it set up so that way we can also send items to our storage, and we can also do that from here because this is like extending it wirelessly. So to do that, let's go ahead and place it right over here by the farm. Since I want to set this and automate this today, might as well get this placed. So I'm going to place this actually underground, and it needs to go a little bit further than that. So how about right here? So it's kind of perfectly hidden. One more down. one more down. There we go. Place that there, and then I can place a cable and this on top. There we go, and then we can place our range upgrades in there. Now, this isn't going to work just so that you can see it doesn't have power. That's because we need to link this network card. So shift right click the network card on the network receiver to set that receiver here. And then what we're going to do is go all the way back, and I set these travel anchors so I can actually just travel really quick to these travel anchors because that's what that teleport does on my sword. And all we got to do is place that in here. And you can see it's 75 blocks away, and it is now linked. Now, it does cost a little bit of power. You can see here our power drain is now 175 RF per tick. So it is definitely pulling some power now, and most of it's probably due to the network receiver going on. Or it says the network transmitter, sorry, which is 64 RF per tick. So now that that's set up, we should technically be able to access this over here now. Look at that. Because I did go ahead and connect this transmitter, and that's all you need. So we can cover this hole back up. Perfect. Now later on, of course, we can hook our cables to this, and we can route items directly into our storage. And that's what I plan on doing. I want to get this crop automated. So we need to look into what we need to do to get that set up today. So I was looking at different harvesters, and I still think the one from Cyclic is going to be one of the best ones. Because I believe this is a gentle harvester. It's going to harvest, but it's not going to break the crops. I did take a look at some of the other stuff. I don't know about the harvest shrine, even though I do know it should work at harvesting, but I just don't know if it harvests the whole plant. There's also another harvester that is from the pedestal mod, but that one does break all the blocks. Maybe it wouldn't if there was Silk Touch. I don't actually know. I didn't test that far, but I did test it. But this right here is going to require something a little bit different. It's going to require some mason plate, and mason plate requires mason steel, which is going to be blocks of iron. And there we go. Here's a harvester. Now the harvester is going to require power, so I'm probably going to make a point to get power. Make it a point. Oh god. So here's our harvester and our flux point. Now that's just going to provide it power. We need to sort of set it up in the middle and probably kill some of these mobs. Oh boy. Just a whole mess going on here. I'm also going to break this fence because I'm just going to place the harvester right here. Or turn it around, actually. Turn it around. Perfect. So this doesn't have power right now, and preview is hidden. So this is the current preview. So this has how far it can harvest. Which is fine. It is harvesting a bit more than I need, but technically this would be what? Multiple farms. You could have like 4 farms here. That's a lot of area to cover. We might actually set up a farm that might be that big. That wouldn't be a horrible thing. But for right now, I just need it to run in this area. So redstone signal, not worried about that. Just got so many visitors. We just need to hook up power to this. Select our network. And you can see it is pulling power now. And hopefully this harvester will harvest the mystical agriculture flowers. I hope it does. It might take a minute before it gets over here. Actually, no. Always on. There we go. Okay, so you can see it is harvesting, but it is not picking it up. So we do need something that can pick the seeds up, pick all of this stuff up, and, well, I think the best thing to do that, since it is right in the middle and we can get access to that chest, well, we might want to put just a simple hopper on it to get that going. I know we have the rats and all, and we could probably have used the rats, but I don't know. Something about the rats, they just don't work as well as I would hope they would for this. They do some interesting, messy stuff. So let me throw this back down. Of course, my magnet's probably going to interfere. Does it pick up from there? Looks like it's trying. There it goes. Yes, it does. Okay. So that's what I want. I want it to be able to be picked up from this. Now, I also need to get this chest, and I need to be able to access it. But to do that, well, it's going to require, I think, a special tool to be able to access this chest. Since we have a water underneath it, I can't just go up underneath with that water source being there. I actually need to access this chest in a different way. So for this, I'm going to need a mod called Entangled. And this is a very interesting mod. It does require, in this pack, it's kind of expensive. basically because it requires the unobtainium. But all we need is the entangled binder and the entangled block, and we need an importer and some cable. And technically we should be able to gain access to that chest and interact with it from this, from just this alone. So the entangler is going to allow us to access this chest from this block, and yeah, that's going to be kind of cool. So let's find our little network here, and I'm just going to bring up some cable because I still want access to this. So what I'm probably going to do is place the entangled block here, like that. And then we're going to place an importer because we want to pull stuff into our system and hook that to it. Okay, so now it's hooked up there. We have that cable. It's so weird that cable's connected to that, but it's not that big of a deal. Oh my goodness. All right. And then grab our dirt, cover that up. Okay. So what I should be able to do is take this and block selected and then block bound. So you can see now this chest is technically bound and the importer should be pulling the stuff out. Look at that. So this is basically acting as this chest so we can access it from pretty much anywhere. So to increase the growth rate of the mystical agriculture plants, we could use this Inferium growth accelerator. This is going to be like our first tier. Now, it is better to have stacked crops when doing this, but it's not necessary. We don't have to do that. We could just speed up what we have. So we're going to need prosperity gems, which is going to get us started with prosperity stuff here. And I don't exactly know how many we're going to need. I could probably do the math. Last but not least, this last one. And now we have a couple left, and we can technically place them under. Now, this is supposed to help make these grow faster. And of course, they will grow a bit faster the more that are underneath it. And they can go down up to a range of 12. And I think that's 12 away. So technically, it would be 11 because you have this top block. But the thing that you could do with this is you could build the crops taller, and it would actually affect multiple crops going up higher. A little bit weird to do it that way, at least if you want a good looking crop, but not everybody cares if they have a good looking crop. So now another thing we can do to increase our Inferium output is by just making Prudentium, just like this. And I think we can click on the crops. I may have to break all the crops in order to get this to work, but we should be able to upgrade our crops here. So if I break all this, oh, we might have to replace all the crops. I didn't think about that. We might have to do that as well. So yeah, I kind of want to see what this does. Yeah, it does look like we can increase this. Now, I think this increases the output because we still have a tier 1. There isn't a tier 2, tier 2, 3 like there used to be. It does seem like the essence here is kind of what upgrades the amount that we get per. So that's kind of what I want. I want to expand the amount as much as I can. There we go. And yeah, we're not going to be able to take this anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest with Prudentium. It's going to look so weird. Yeah, breaking this pretty much wastes all of this, but I think it's going to be worth it overall, especially when we just let this run. So I know you guys have been messaging down in the comments and been saying, hey, Chosen, why don't you make the charms? Come on, make the charms. And yes, I have played around with this a little bit in the past. Now, some of the charms, like all of these charms, they have a durability to them, but we can, of course, make them unbreakable. So what would be some good charms to have? I think there's definitely 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that'd be great to have. And one is strength. One is going to be regeneration 2. And the other one is probably going to be the absorption. I think all of those are going to be great potions to potentially have on us. And that's not just the only ones. That's just a small bit. And that is coming from the Apotheosis mod, by the way. So Danger Sight is another one. Like I said, there's absorption. There is some actual negative ones that you could give yourself if you technically wanted to. Knowledgeable is great if you're hunting for experience, but I think the big one is regeneration, 100%. So we need to make some regeneration potions. These are just basically, we need to make 3 of your just standard potions, right? And make them of the highest tier. So If you're going with strength, make sure you go with strength 2. Don't go for duration, because we're trying to get the best effect out of this, because we're going to make it unbreaking. Speed would be nice as well. I think I might dabble with some speed. Invisibility would be interesting. And unlimited night vision, of course, you could just have these on. I think you can turn them off at your own whim as well. So resilience would be nice. Resistance would be nice, even though we have some insane knockback resistance already. So yeah, absorption is definitely going to be a good one, along with regeneration 2, and pretty much giving yourself like a permanent like apple effect. So I think that is going to be something great to go with. So I have all my potions ready. Let's go ahead and see what we can't do here. So speed 2, we need blaze powder for this. I should have enough of that. Blaze. Oh yeah, I have plenty of, wait, why did it not go in there? We do have plenty of blaze powder for this. Interesting. So apotheosis, blaze, let's go ahead and make the speed and get our blaze. I guess we can do it by hand. So here's our charm of speed right there. And then we also need the absorption one. I might as well just make these by hand. Perfect. The regeneration 2. And then our strength 2. This is incredibly broken, by the way, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. From what I was looking on their Discord, the dragons that we're going to encounter whenever this pack gets an update is going to be ridiculous. I was looking at some of the stuff, some really high amounts of damage, not really damage, but high amounts of life that these things are going to have. So I'm kind of scared. So I'm hoping these things are going to be a must. Now, we need to make these unbreakable. So that is going to be the, what mod is that? Let's see, XP, the Forbidden Arcanus. So let's search that mod, Forbidden Arcanus, and we have 3 stellar pieces, so I'm probably going to go do a little bit of mining just to be able to get more of them. Oh no, we have enough. We have another one left right here. Okay, so perfect. We have enough. We have all 4 to be able to make all of these technically indestructible. That's insane. Okay. So with all these being indestructible, wait, why can't this one? Oh, I did it backwards. There we go. All right, so to be able to activate these, it's a shift right click and they're activated. Oh my. This is going to be getting ridiculous. All right, and then I know we can put some of them inside these slots. I don't know if they go inside of a charm slot, but of course we have to keep them in our inventory. I think if we just right click it, it goes in there. No, that activates it. There's a charm slot somewhere. Head, necklace, body, feet, hands, ring, belt, charms. Okay, so we already have the gluttony is technically a charm, so it's already in there, but we can just keep them in our hotbar here. I still want that mod that lets you lock your hotbar. Oh, waiting for somebody to make that. Wow. Okay, we have some speed. Now, speed is nice and all, but I'm going to have to change my FOV, I think, because I can't disable the FOV change when we run. It's, I mean, maybe, I mean, I don't know. I can get used to it, because at least when we come back, it's back to normal. Now, of course, I didn't gloss over the fact that we can make the Potion Master potions unlimited as well. Like, I didn't gloss over that. I understand that that's a thing. So, also, in case you might have missed that, they're all the ones that are in black here. So if you technically want to have like an unlimited sight for these, you can make them unbreakable, and then of course have them forever. And just use them as needed. Like, that's something you can definitely do. So I know we talked a little bit about removing enchants from things, so this is something that I really wanted to do. Let's grab some books, and let's just sort of take a look at some stuff that we can take enchants off of. So I definitely have that really powerful sword that I got that I would love to rip the enchants off of. I would need to find, I don't even know where I put that sword. Is it still in my inventory somewhere? It's not. I don't think it's just called a diamond sword, though. It's like Dream something, right? Captive Dreams. There we are. So what we need to do is just basically place the enchant or disenchanter down, and all we need is a book and a little bit of power. Let's grab a point. Man, man, there's something about Flux Networks. I absolutely love Flux Networks. It is so good, in my opinion, to be able to just have wireless power, so you don't have to deal with a mess of cables everywhere. Oh, it's one of my, it's definitely up there in like my top mods for sure, especially with the wireless power. I mean, it has its place in certain mod packs for sure. And I really miss it when I play packs it's not in there. And so now that we have this, it has a bit of power. We should be able to technically throw this. Now, this will take some of the durability away from our tool. Or at least it's supposed to. Let's see. Is this going to work though? Okay, so it requires redstone, always on. Now, you can see it immediately worked. And I think on this particular sword, the unbreaking is such a high level that I don't think it's even worrying about taking damage. But the main thing I want is that capturing 3 that was on it. That was the main thing. And as you can see, we now have these enchanting books. So technically I should be able to put capturing on this. Do I need an anvil? I don't know, maybe too expensive. But there is a way to potentially apply it later on. If we can get a setup going. So anvil, let's see if we can make an anvil. These anvils are not what you think they are. So like this anvil is definitely, it repairs items. It doesn't really let you do this stuff to them. All right, so there's an anvil. We can set that there. Can I add capturing to this? Thank goodness. Wow. And that didn't even cost that many levels. That's insane. Also, I think experience is broken, but that might just be me. Because I don't think that took 13 levels. So yeah, we can pretty much do this with all of our armor. If we want, like, can we reapply? I don't think this looting is high enough level, right? What do we have on here already? Looting 7? This basically takes us down in looting level because this has a higher looting level. This is like looting 7. That's insane. Oh, it's just, this sword is ridiculous. So I'm thinking about putting this on my armor if I can. I want to get a full stack of mana regen, which I have. All these armors technically have mana regen on them. Well, technically this one already has it on here, which is my chest piece. So technically this would make the rest of my armor allow me to get that. And then over here we have mana boost. So what this is going to do is increase the amount of mana that I'll have to be able to cast from Ars Novu. So that's going to be pretty cool. Let me go ahead and get this all done here. I'm going to pull all the enchants off of this. As you can see, it's actually pretty simple to do this. And then we can actually sort. If you're wanting to sort by enchants, by the way, and if you don't know how to do that, it's actually pretty simple. Let me go ahead and show you. So if I put all these in here, right? And we're looking for a specific boot or armor or something that has a specific enchant, just use the number symbol and then type in here. So mana, I'm looking for enchants that have mana on them. So this basically says, hey, look for the tags that are in this item. So you can see right here, mana boost is because I searched mana. Efficiency, this will search for things that have efficiency in the name. Looting, this will search for things that have looting in it, or if it sounds like it. Right here's looting, for example, or if it's close. So a pretty nifty thing to be able to do there. So I'm going to go ahead and like I said, rip the rest of these things off, minus this. I don't want to mess with this, as that's my main armor there. I don't have any way of flying, but I do want to get into that, I think, next episode and get into flying. It's definitely going to be a necessity, I think, before we can fight dragons properly to have some sort of flight. Otherwise, they will definitely have the advantage there. So as you can see, I went ahead and combined the books to make it a little bit cheaper, but yeah, it's barely touching our experience here. It's kind of interesting. There we go. It is using experience. I'm definitely seeing that. Not using much though. I'm kind of interested to see how this affects our armor though. So if we have this full set, right, of the mana regen and everything, how does this affect our like shooting ability? I mean, we can spam this pretty quickly. Now I know we can make better stuff, so we might want to start looking more into better like spells that we can make. Like that might be something worth doing. I mean, at this point, we can pretty much like glide infinitely. Like we can leap infinitely at this point with all of this on our armor. So that's pretty neat. So as far as upgrading our spell book, I mean, I guess we could do this, and this might actually help the cost of our spells. I don't know if this affects the cost or not. Let's see, spell book, and then we could probably go up even further. Luckily, I was able to buy that totem early on, and the Nether Star we just got. So I don't think it's any better than that. So oh wow, okay. So I noticed it used. Maybe it ups the power. I know that there's certain spells that we can only access via this, but I haven't encountered any hostile mobs yet. Maybe I should wait and see, because I did know that this takes about 2 or 3 shots, like head on, to be able to do any damage. Basically to kill a mob. Let's see. There's one. How much did that do? Not much. So maybe the spellbook just allows us to use better spells and more augments. This is called Blink. This is going to allow us to pretty much Ender Pearl. And we can, I'm assuming we can set this up. So I'm going to switch over to 8. And we're going to say projectile. I'm going to shoot. And then I need it to blink to that location that it sets there. So let's create this. And let's see if this works. So I should be able to, like, I don't know, blink over there. Wow. Okay, that's pretty powerful. That's awesome. Like, we can shoot all the way over there, and so long as it touches something, so long as it hits an object that it can actually teleport me to, I'm assuming, like, it will work. Top of those leaves. How cool is that? I mean, we need a place for it to work, and I wonder if range would work on this. Like this does have its own, like, its own stuff. Now I can change this from projectile to self, and it's going to, like, shoot me forward in the direction that I'm looking, similar to leap, except for I'm just, like, straight up being teleported in that direction. This could actually be kind of useful because I'm able to teleport inside here without breaking a block. Wait a moment. This could be incredibly useful. Like, this blink feature allows me to pretty much teleport inside of a space without going into it. Like, I can just teleport right inside. Or above, I would assume, as well. Maybe not above. I was thinking maybe it would let me blink above, but it doesn't seem like it kind of does that. Sort of. So of course, guys, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to Fabio Cavalcante, I think. It does seem to be Portuguese. At least that's what Google says. I tried my best. I hope that's close as possible for somebody who's very, very English spoken. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to become a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that linked down in the description below. If you did enjoy, be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, and also click that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, as we are getting really close to 400,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane at the time of recording this. So guys, as always, you know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, again, thanks for watching.